Let's take a deep dive into set number 42082, the rough terrain crane. This massive machine measures about 10 inches wide, 25 inches long, and when the boom is fully extended and raised up, stands an impressive 36 inches tall. It's one of the largest Technic sets out there, and there's a lot going on under the hood. Literally. At the rear of the vehicle, you'll find a detailed V8 engine. Right next to it are the outrigger landing plates. These are the supports for the outriggers when they are lowered down, and all four of them store neatly right in the very front of the rough terrain crane, right underneath the actual boom itself when not in use. So let's bring the boom back into position and take a closer look. So you'll notice a side view mirror at the front of the cabin, the main boom wire running down the middle of the arm. Now on to the power features. The main power on switch is located in the back. It even lights up to indicate that it's on. Moving on to the main control panel, you'll also find the secondary control panel right next to it, which lets you switch between the upper and lower crane modes because they have separated control functions from the upper and the lower. With the upper mode selected, we can actually go ahead and raise the boom. This part is actually sped up in the video. It's really slow, I guess very realistic too. And then using the main control panel, we can extend the boom even further. Of course, it can be retracted the exact same way, fully controlled from that single panel as we see here. Now it goes back downwards. Now we'll start by lowering the winch, which is the portion of the boom that actually holds things. It's kind of like the hook, let's say. And it sends very smoothly, and it raises back up again with a lot of excellent gearing work and the winch wires that we showed you earlier. And let's go ahead and lower the boom a little portion of the way down. And let's switch modes to the lower crane mode. This gives access to additional functions like rotating the superstructure. And once that's engaged, you can rotate the entire portion with just a quick turn of the dial like so. As it moves all the way around, it's a little bit, it's not perfectly smooth sometimes. It moves back and forth a little bit, but that's still okay. And we'll let it finish off. And from this angle, you can also see some of the gearing at the very base of the boom, which controls everything. It's pretty well hidden, but you can get a little bit of sense here. It's all tucked away, but the mechanical movement is still visible. Now for the outriggers or stabilizer legs, these crab out slowly from the sides. It's a slow process, but that's kind of the charm of it. It actually feels like heavy machinery. And once they're out, we can go ahead and retract them once again before continuing onwards. It's a lot faster than lowering the boom, that's for sure. So we'll switch back to the upper crane mode and we'll return the boom back to its original position. If we leave it fully extended upwards, it's way too tall to fit in any of our museum shelves, so it's better to store it flatter. It's a little bit more compact. Then we flip the switch back to neutral and let's power off. So there's some great details here. The printed control panel pieces for the main and secondary controls are a really nice touch. The rough terrain crane also features 4 steerable wheels controlled by a dial at the very back. Turn it back and the crane turns to the right like so, and turn it left and yep, it will turn left. It's kind of like a crab movement, or not necessarily crab movement. I forgot what exactly it's called, but anyways, so on either side of the crane, you're gonna find some opening compartments. One side holds a little toolbox and accessories, and the other one, I believe, chain. Yeah, like here we go, chain tools. And there's actually an empty hatch at the very back of this vehicle too. It doesn't really open to anything, so is what it is. Not really something I looked that much into. And you also got the headlights at the front and a small cabin that's right next to or on the left side of the boom, and the boom, let's say. And you get another sneak peek at the gearing, and that wraps up our look at the rough terrain crane. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.